Cloud.
Spotlighted, so it should
Oh,
pick us up just right.
oh, great.
Yeah, let's make sure we
Okay.
spotlight.
Yeah,
Do it.
go ahead and do that. Thank you.
Spotlight.
There we go.
There you go. Do you want to keep? Yeah, let's keep these
Yes,
guys
we can see that.
Great.
Great. All right, welcome everybody. Nice to see folks online. Nice to see people in person. And we are going to go ahead and get started. And just because there's some new faces here, I thought we would just do a mini introduction. So here comes, oh my gosh, wonderful. So I'm Marianne Benferrato. I'm a resident here at ENSO, and professionally, I'm a licensed acupuncturist. When I was in Santa Cruz, had a very active practice, and now that I'm here, I have a little mini practice, work 1 day a week, have an office about just 5 minutes here in the Healdsburg Hospital. Next door to the Healdsburg Hospital, I should say. And part of, a lot of times when people say, oh, you're an acupuncturist, they just associate that with needles, but that is one branch of Chinese medicine, and to really be healthy and well, you want to think about your diet, you want to think about your sleep, deal with your emotions, all that good stuff. And so, oh, welcome back, nice to see you guys. And so Fajun and I have been teaming up. I think this is our third.
Summer, fall,
Yeah,
winter.
yeah, high five, good job. So it's really fun to like come together and go, what's happening outside? What adjustments should we be making inside? So glad you all are here to enjoy. Do you want to give a little intro for anybody that doesn't?
Sure.
Yeah.
Hello. So one fun thing about us is that I think Marianne was already certified in Lee Holden's Qigong certification, but before either of us came here, Marianne did my Qigong instructor certification. So we were already pals because I used to teach at the school that she graduated from for Chinese medicine. I didn't get to teach your class, but so we were already buddies down in Santa Cruz-ish. And yeah, so it's really quite fun to be together doing this work. What's my background related to this? Well, I am certified as a master of medical Qigong, which, if that means anything to you, Qigong means Qi is like the vital energy, and Gong means to work with it. And so medical Qigong is a modern branch of Chinese medicine that specializes in therapeutic exercise for working with the vital energy, and then there's also a whole branch of sort of energy healing that I went to college for. And I guess that's what we need to know today.
Yeah. And what do you do here at ENSO?
I am the spiritual life director, which if you just take the initials of that, it sort of spells out solid. And so I attempt to be pretty solid at Enso Village.
And project that out. So, yeah, wonderful. So we will be together until about 4:45. And I thought it would be fun to, probably everybody's familiar with the yin-yang symbol. And so Mondays at 3:45, a bunch of us get together here and do Qigong, that class that I lead, and I like to alternate the yin, which is kind of the inward, checking in, breathing, receptive, and then the yang activity, and we go back and forth like that in class. So I thought we would do that today. I know a lot of people were at a meeting at 2:00, and a lot of you have been running around doing various things. So it's kind of nice to take a few deep breaths, do a little movement, and get body, mind, and spirit all together. So why don't you just put your feet flat on the floor and just tune in. Do a quick body scan and check in. How are you feeling in this moment? Take a deep breath. Is it easy? Is there resistance? Any areas of aches or pains in your body? And just noticing what you notice, starting at the top of your head, going down, shoulders, spine, in between the shoulder blades, your mid-back, your low back, abdomen, legs, ankles, feet. Come back to the mind. Are your thoughts racing, going round and round, calm and peaceful? We're just noticing, not trying to change anything. And emotions. Anything dominant in the landscape today? Anger, irritation, exhaustion, confusion, peace, calm, and meld that all together into a snapshot. Take another deep breath, wiggle your toes, come back to the room, and we will check in again after we do some talking and Qigong. So first Qigong I always like to start with is just move your body in any way that it wants to be moved. Oh, stretch and breathe. And that's a really good idea to do every hour, just kind of like, oh, where am I holding tension, and move. So we're just going to do 3 movements of the spine, because if you can really bring some circulation to your spine, it benefits your whole body. So we're just going to do these seated. So first one is have enough room that you can lean forward, keep your chin up, and then when you get to about here, tuck your chin and then arch your back like a cat, and then slowly roll up and unfurl like a fern opening up. And we'll just do that a few more times. Exhaling down, tucking the chin, rounding the back, rolling up, and one more time. Exhaling down, tucking the chin, rounding the back, and slowly articulating the vertebra. Okay, next one we're going to do is a side movement. So if this is available to you, well, the one thing that I always start every Qigong class with is there's no way to do this wrong. So modify for your body. It should only really feel good. You might get sensations, but it should never cause an increase in any pain. And so we're going to keep one cheek on the chair and then lift the other one up. So I'm kind of making a C and then go back and forth. And so you're kind of rocking your pelvis back and forth. So it's not so much the upper body, it's the lower body. And we're just kind of waking up that low back and going back and forth. And then once you have that, you can add your arms into it and feeling the sides of the body. And the last one we'll do is a gentle twist, and really start out kind of slow, pay attention. We're seated, for those of us here, I'm not sure about your setup at home, but those of us here have arms on our chairs, and so you can cross your arm across the body, and then slowly exhale and look over your shoulder, and other side. Inhaling to the middle, exhaling, starting with your low back and then your shoulders. Last thing is your neck. And one more. And coming back. So that just took us all of about 5 minutes, and that's a really excellent warm-up, just to kind of get some circulation in your spine, and then we're also using our limbs. And so, so we're going to talk about the energy of winter. And so Chinese medicine, Taoism, thousands of years old. They spent a lot of time outside, really paying attention to the elements. And even though we're in an insulated building with central heating, we're still, part of nature. And one way to stay really healthy is to kind of get in harmony with that energy of this season. And so with winter, with all the seasons, we mirror what's happening outside. So when we gave our summertime talk, it was like, woohoo, the sun's up till 9, let's go out for ice cream, have some fun. It's all about joy. So you can guess the energy of winter is the opposite of that. It's a much more inward time. We are coming up on the solstice, which is the shortest day of the year, the longest night of the year. And many people with the solstice celebrate the return of the light. And that's wonderful, but it's also, we can learn to embrace the dark, which would be the quiet. And it's kind of swimming upstream against society, because this is a time, right, of socializing and going to Macy's at 8 o'clock at night to find the perfect present. And instead, what I would encourage is to be home, to go inward, to be still. And so we will talk a little bit more about that. I have some like just in terms of Chinese medicine, the idea of kind of aligning your life with the energy of winter. One thing is, I'm looking around the room, most everybody is dressed pretty warm, and that's a really good thing, to wear layers. You will always see me with a scarf on during these months. There's acupuncture points on the shoulders and the neck. That's where you're very vulnerable. And so if you can keep that area warm and keep your low back warm, it really can help your immune system, and it really can help just with aches and pains. If you think about what happens when you are not dressed properly and you go outside and it's cold and damp, what does your system do? Right? Tighten up, all the muscles tighten up. And so if we can keep that warmth, it really can benefit pain. And so I would definitely encourage that. Also, in terms of staying warm, changing your eating habits. If you want to know what to eat in any season, go to the farmer's market. It's what is growing outside. And so it's not watermelon or fresh peaches, right? Because they don't grow here in this climate at this time of year. It's more root vegetables and soup. One of the easy things to do I just think of all my acupuncture patients like, but I love salad. And it's like, go ahead and eat salad. That's fine. It's healthy. But keep your digestive fire going. And you can do that with ginger tea. Here in the restaurant here, we have a wonderful ginger turmeric tea, anti-inflammatory and very warming, really keeps your fire lit. And that's your digestive fire, but really the engine of your whole body. And the last thing I would say, just in terms of lifestyle, is really in this season, prioritizing your rest. And by rest, I mean prioritizing your sleep. That's very important, but also just resting your nervous system. Very rarely does resting your nervous system include using your phone or your computer. It's like just sitting, it makes me really happy when I see people like in the park nearby, just sitting on a bench, just listening to the birds, or just taking the time. to come to something like a Qigong class or something like that that can be very, very restful. I know one person who works a very busy job and comes home and puts on noise-canceling headphones and goes and lies down in a dark room, not to sleep, but just really to benefit the nervous system, to just kind of let the day unwind. And so think about what that means for you. A lot of us here in the room and some of you at home, I know, are meditators and spend time in the Zendo. That's very restorative for the nervous system. So, prioritizing the quiet, prioritizing the meditation, the rest, and all of that will really, really be of benefit. So that's pretty much what I wanted to cover. We are gonna switch gears now, and I will turn it over to my co-teacher that's running up here like a little deer, and take it away.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Hello, 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 hello. There we are. Oh dear. Is it time to do practice?
Yeah.
Is that what it's time for? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me read to you from the Nei Jing Su Wen, sometimes called the Bible of Chinese Medicine. And it's interesting when they put it that way because Jing in classical Chinese means a text, but it almost means like a sacred text. So have you heard of the I Ching, the classic, they say like casting the future, the I Ching. Jing in there means the scripture of change. Or in the martial arts tradition, we have a practice called I Jian Jing, which means the scripture of changing the muscles and tendons into something more epic. So this is the scripture of internal medicine. Would you mind turning yours off when I talk for safety? Thank you. I hear we're looking at the next sound system, so, but for now, we'll turn ourselves off when the other one talks and should work out pretty well. Okay, the Nei Jing says on the chapter of harmonizing the qi with the 4 seasons. During the winter months, all things in nature wither, hide, return home, and enter a resting period. Just as lakes and rivers freeze and snow falls. This is a time when yin dominates yang. The inward movement dominates the outward movement. Therefore, one should refrain from overusing the yang energy. Retire early and get up with the sunrise, which is later in winter. Desires and mental activity should be kept quiet and subdued. Sexual desires, especially, should be contained, as if keeping a happy secret. Well, thank you for that. Stay warm, avoid the cold, and keep the pores closed. Avoid sweating. The philosophy of the winter season is one of conservation and storage. So basically, what Marianne said, but also from a scripture that's 4,000 odd years old. So we're going to do some practice today associated with this, and today's practice comes from a very ancient and nowadays still quite popular Qigong set called the Frolics of the 5 Animals. This is considered possibly to be the oldest Qigong set, except in its original form, it was likely lost. We're not sure if anybody's doing it the way it was taught, but the main principle is you act like an animal. You guys are all good at that. I've seen you on Wine Wednesday. But you embody the spirit of these 5 different animals. So just briefly, without going too long into this, but in the springtime, you do the Qigong of the tiger. And its movements are like this, because if we were to read that scripture for the springtime, the whole idea is to bring energy out and liberate it to the surface. Then in the summer, we did the Qigong of the monkey. And that whole thing, energy is radiant, joyful, free, just, wow, totally unbound. Then in the autumn, we learned in this very space the Qigong of the crane, which is about soaring, letting go, being free. So we had all of this expansion of the lungs, the meridian that's associated with that season, all this kind of stuff. Then in the wintertime, you do the Qigong of the deer. And the deer, let's, before we get all the way into it, let's do a quick little kind of visualization, little shamanic meditation practice. So imagine, has everyone here seen a deer or even an elk or, one of those cousins? So maybe visualize when you've seen one or a herd of them and their style, and particularly how they tend to walk quite cautiously. And then if you were to walk up and snap a branch, their ear can turn all on its own. And then if you were to step even closer, their whole body all at once can spring and just get the heck out of there immediately. So for a moment, imagine what it feels like in a winter wonderland. You could be a reindeer if you wanted to. So imagine what it would feel like to be a deer walking in that winter wonderland, and you have this exquisite sensitivity that comes from this inner quiet. And as well, you have the ability, maybe just for joy, you could imagine for sport, that at any moment you could just bound up the hill. Off they went. Good. Then when you're ready, take a couple breaths. Come back to the room, maybe as a human, and relax. Okay, just a quick shape-shifting exercise. Did you feel how it feels like to be a deer a little bit? So this type of practice in this shamanic exercise of embodying these different aminals, when you practice that deep listening, did anyone notice how the system inside tends to get really quiet? This is actually in some Tibetan meditation traditions. They instruct you in the meditative mind by saying, imagine you woke up in the middle of the night and you're not sure if you heard someone in your house. Now, if you took away the stress but kept that level of vigilance, the mind goes absolutely quiet because you're like, right? It's before you start thinking, is there someone there? What would I do? Should I call? Where's my phone? No, but the moment, what was that? Is this very, very quiet space. And then they say, according to how my teacher taught this, the legend goes that the ancient Daoists could see the energy flows of the creatures of the earth. And when they watched the deer, they wondered, how does the deer get up the hill so fast? And what they felt was that the deer is able to channel the energy from their hooves up and into their horns and make their body very light. So you have, as we'll find in this Qigong practice, these two energies that are associated with the wintertime of that inner hibernation and yin. You've got the sort of the listening quiet, it's very still. And then as you'll begin to see, there's this idea of bringing the energy in and up, in and up, in and up. So this will be a little bit fun. Let's experiment with it. We are going to, while we're in our seats, we're going to continue our warm-up. I think we have a little time for this. We're going to do a quick round of the 6 sounds Qigong, which you can do also tomorrow if you come to my Qigong class at 4:15. And these are meant to sort of clear the decks in your physiology and psychology. So let's give it a try. You'll need only enough room to do this without tickling your neighbor. So see if you have that. Yeah, very good. All right, and you get to breathe with 6 different sounds. So the first one, you inhale toward your lungs. You exhale and you press up with an S sound. Then you run out of breath and you just let the hands down quiet. Good, 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale with the S sound. You run yourself out of breath and then exhale down quiet. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale with the S. Finish that breath and come down quiet. Good. Now, round the back. The next one's for your kidney meridian. So you're going to inhale and try to inflate your lower back. When you exhale, you whisper a sound that says chu-wei. So exhale, chu. Inhale, inflate your lower back. Exhale with the sound chu. One more round. Inhale. Chu. Very good. Sitting up. Now we do the sound for the liver meridian. So if you can, you're going to interlace your hands and come up above your head. If your shoulders don't want to do that, you can put your hands wherever it does work for you. But you're going to bend to your left. Marianne and I will be going to our left, which is the wrong way. So you go to your left. Inhale. Exhale, whisper a shoo sound. Inhale, stack back up straight. Whisper that hushing sound. And your lips are making the ooh like an umlaut. So inhale, one more. And shushing. Inhale up. Exhale through the mouth, let those hands down. And relax. Next one's for the heart meridian. You're going to inhale towards your heart. Exhale, whisper a ha sound like fogging up the mirror. And when you run out of sound, just drop those hands down. Inhale toward the heart. Exhale, fog up the glasses. Let it go. One more round. Inhale. And let it go. Very good. Interlace again. This one is for your spleen meridian. So now you're going to bend to your right. We're going to go to our right up here. You go to your right. So inhale. Whisper a hoo sound like blowing out the birthday candles. Inhale, center. Exhale, blow on that hot soup. Inhale, center. One more time. Inhale. Just like before, exhale, let those hands float down. Good. The last one you get to intone. So we're going to use a descending sound that goes hee. Okay, inhale, follow me. Exhale, descending sound, hee. Two more. Hee. One more. And relax. Set your body in repose for just 1 minute meditation. Just scan through and notice how you feel after doing those practices. Do you feel any change in the body, the breath, or the mind? And then as you notice body, breath, and mind, just residing for a few more seconds in that noticing, that inner listening, like when we became the deer. And when you're ready, take a big breath in. Let it out with a sigh. And we'll finish that practice. So that's a practice called the 6 healing sounds. It's meant to clear the deck, just kind of neutralize everything. Did it clear the deck for you? What do you think? Cool. How did it feel? Kind of groovy? So this is a set of breathing that was actually proposed by a Buddhist master, by a Vajrayana Buddhist master, and it was recommended for meditation disorders. Hopefully we won't have to see any of these at Enso Village, but sometimes if you do a long retreat, you come out kind of sideways with the Zen sickness, and this particular practitioner recommended these, breathing in these 6 ways to regulate the Zen sickness. So what we know from modern research is when you do long, steady exhales, it actually soothes the fight or flight response. You might feel like things are getting dim, you're getting sleepy. That's a little, slightly too dim for me, Mary. Thank you. But it really helps to tone the system down. Then later, different Daoist practitioners and other Qigong masters, they liked these sounds so much that they attributed them to different meridians in the body. So you have 5 main yin meridians in the body, and then a 6th one for the whole body. And they said, oh yeah, this sound goes well with this one, and that sound goes well with that one. So it's a very rich tradition in Chinese medicine. Are we ready for the deer? You want to say something else?
I want to say something. Do you need to turn off? Mine is short.
Let's find out.
Okay.
So far, so good.
Okay.
Get in there.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to add that we will send this recording out to everybody, and so you'll have those 6 healing sounds. So if you ever want to just do a mini session, that unto itself is really just can be a deep reset that's quick and easy. So you'll have access to do it. And with everything that we are sharing with you today, I just recommend you try things out for yourself, because we're quoting ancient wisdom, and a lot of it, I found this wonderful resource online. I'll try to send it out when I send out the recording. It's called The Jewish Mother's Guide to Chinese Medicine. And it is so funny because it's really common sense of, like, I think of my own Jewish grandmother as well as my Catholic grandmother. If you sneezed, oh my God, put a scarf on, here's some chicken soup, you know? And so a lot of what we're saying, just try it for yourself and see how it feels. Try the ginger turmeric tea, and do you feel a little warmer? Do you feel a little more settled when you wear a scarf, or, you know, use a hot water bottle or something? Do you feel more settled? Are your aches and pains down? Use your own body as a laboratory. And the same thing with the Qigong that we're doing. That's why we do these little mini meditations. How does it feel? A lot of times it doesn't take a lot. 5-10 minutes can make a profound difference.
So with that, let's do the frolic of the deer. And this healing sounds practice, we do that because you're meant to often to clear the decks first, so that then as you do these more kind of potent qigong, that there's a lot of room in you for them to take action. Let's find out if that's true. So the first thing you get to do as a deer is you get to make this little I love you mudra. So it's index, pinky, and thumb. Index, pinky, and thumb. And these are going to be your little antlers. I didn't make up this, how cute it is. This is how cute it actually is. So sorry if you don't like cute, don't blame me, but if you do, this is your class. So these are gonna go, in the exercise we're about to do, these are gonna go right here. Isn't that fun? I'm having a good time. So let's get serious now. So get yourself in a position that you can kind of be uprightish for a minute. Yeah, our Jewish mom, Marianne, needs to get a photo. The mamarazzi.
Because you do all look so cute.
Okay, so now we get to do something more serious. Rest your arms for a second, get the circulation back in if necessary, and then we'll do the real exercise. So it actually gets quite calm as we do the exercise. So what's going to happen is you're going to inhale, and these reach up toward the heavens. As you exhale, they come down, they touch your head, and then you just let them float the rest of the way back down. And we go again, we inhale and reach up toward the heavens. You exhale, they come down, They gently touch, and they just continue all the way down. Let's do one more round here. And just pause and notice. Good. So we'll do a couple more rounds, but I want to give you the opportunity. You can stay seated for this whole set, or if you'd like to stand to do some of these, I'll demonstrate them standing. If you don't mind demonstrating seated, they're just the same. So if you want to stand for this, it's quite simple. We'll do a few more. So while we transition, those of us who are standing, did that feel groovy? I don't know why, for me when I do this, it's just so, it makes me so quiet. So the theory is, according to Chinese Daoist spirituality, is that you're like connecting with the qi of heaven, the ocean of heaven's qi, and then it's washing down into your body, particularly through this crown center, and then it sort of floods you with this like calmative force. So you're welcome to think of that or not as we do the practice. Let's do a few more rounds. So we're going to inhale and reach up. Exhale to the head. And continue exhaling all the way down. So if you want to try that visualization, you'd inhale, and you imagine these are kind of like antennae that collect this vast, cooling yin energy, and as you exhale, it enters through the crown and flows into your body like a healing balm. One more round. Inhale up. Exhale to the head. And then release those hands down. And then just pause and notice for a moment. Good. Okay, so standing and seated people will do this the same to start. The first thing we're going to do is just take your body in a little twist. So if you're standing behind that chair, I actually recommend use that to just give yourself a little twist. If you're seated in your chair, just use your hands to give yourself a little twist. This is not the final exercise, but it's to give yourself a start. So twist, and then twist the other way. Okay, so now twist back the first way, and what I want you to try to do is breathe and inflate your lower back. So while twisted, inhale and imagine your breath is filling up that lower back. Try it to the other side. Twist, inflate that lower back. Good, come on back to the center. And relax. Okay, was everyone able to feel a little bit of breath getting into your lower back? And then what you might feel is as you're twisted, this is actually literally massaging your kidneys a little bit because they're right underneath your diaphragm there. And so as you twist, you squish them, and then your diaphragm goes. So this is meant to benefit the kidney meridian, but we are physically actually rubbing those organs for whatever good that might do, as well as loosening up your lower back. So now we add our antlers. So you're going to inhale up to start. Exhale this time, put them on your head. And then let's turn to your left. We'll mirror you from up here. And we're just going to stay here, take an in breath, take an out breath, take an in breath back to the center, take an out breath, let those hands down. Recovery breath, in and out. And then here we go again, antlers up, inhale. Down to the head, exhale. Turn to your right. Inhale, inflate that lower back, massage the kidneys. Exhale there. Inhale, center. And exhale it down. Recovery breath, in and out. Okay, if you're seated, just stay, do the same thing as before. If you're standing, you have one more level you could try. So in this case, you would step forward So I'm in this sort of fancy pants stance, okay? So you're taking this twist. This helps, it just stimulates the meridians of the legs, they say. Physiologically, it's gonna stimulate these lymph glands and rotators and such. So if you want, I'm gonna turn to the left, you're gonna step forward with your left. So inhale, antlers up, left foot forward, turn to the left, antlers to the head, hold it there, take a big breath in, exhale there, inhale, de-rotate, step back, exhale, hands come down. Recovery breath in and out. One more set, here we go, inhale up, step that left foot forward if you want. Antlers to the head, turn, I'm sorry, it's your right foot forward this time, I apologize. Turn to your right, inhale into that lower back. Exhale into that lower back. Inhale, center. Exhale all the way down. And relax. Okay, the next one, we're gonna keep it moving for time's sake. In your chair and standing, we'll just do the arms first. So now, you made some deer antlers, now you get to make a deer hoof. So this is like you have a little egg in that hand. There's a nice, just little hollow, and this is the hoof. So then, let's start with the easiest part. See how you work with the arms of that chair, but just see if you can make a little circle like this. I know you've never seen a deer do this with their hooves, but it's fine, just go with it for the moment. Okay, very good. So it's a backward circle like the backstroke. You're doing a little backstroke. And this does not have to be your biggest shoulder exercise ever. It could be if you wanted, but really we're just getting the motion. Okay, we all got the backstroke? All right, come to the center, put it down. Let me give you one more milestone. So take your right hand, hoof, take your right hoof and put it forward. Take your left hoof, put it out to the side. This is gonna be where you end up. Okay, let that down. It's actually kind of a cool little posture there. Now try it on the other side, left hoof forward, right hoof to the side. Just hold that posture for a moment. And let it down. Okay, so now let's try the exercise. I'm gonna face away so that I don't have to remember which is your left and my right and such. So, and I'll try to even stay in camera, although it's got Mary Ann there. So, look at your right hand. You're gonna backstroke with the right, backstroke with the left, and then that left is gonna come to your side, and the right hand's gonna come straight up into that milestone position we did before. Now we just go the other way. So now, is that right? Let's put it all down. Now we do the other side. Left hand, right hand. The right's gonna finish up the side, and the left hand comes right up. And then you let it all down. Let's try it again. Right hand backstroke, left hand backstroke. Left hand to the side, right hand up in front. And put it all down. One more round. Left hand backstroke. Right hand backstroke. Right hand stays at the side, left hand rises up in front. And put it all down. Okay. We got one more level to go on that, but any questions on that? Is that computing so far? I was looking that way, so I couldn't tell how you were doing that. Okay, so then in your seat, how you might want to do this, this goes with a little leg raise. So on this side, the same hoof that's coming up, the same forehoof, the hind hoof will come up. If your leg wants to come up, if that's strong enough for you, then do like that. But even if that's hard, you could bring the heel up, keep your toe on the ground, and use that gas pedal, which is actually a very important muscle. I'll tell you later, we'll do a whole class on it. Then you'll put that down, and then you'll do the other side, whatever level is appropriate great for you. So Marianne will do that. I'll do the standing one, and in the standing one, it's the same thing, but you'll be either free flying or leave your foot on the ground for ease and balance. So whichever of those works for you. And this is the deer charging exercise. So let's give it a try and see what we come up with. Am I in frame?
Yeah.
Close enough. Okay, right hand, backstroke. Left hand, backstroke. The left hand comes to your side. Now the right hand and foot come up. Inhale. Then put it all down. Left side, here we go. Inhale. Inhale more. Inhale one more time. Left hand and foot up. Exhale all the way down. Right hand, circle, circle, lift, right hand and foot, or right hooves, and down. Last side, left, 2, left hand and foot, and all the way down. Pull down heavens, inhale, reach up. Exhale all the way down. Okay, there's just 2 more in this sequence, and they're pretty simple, so we'll go through them. But let me tell you the theory real quick. So in Taoist cosmology, you're connecting with this great sort of yin source energy of heaven. You're bringing that into the body to like balm your whole system. I feel like something like that happens. I don't know why, but it feels right. It works for me. Then you're developing these sort of essences deep in the body with this kidney breathing. And then this one is starting to work with kind of the same thing that they would call the kundalini, is this concentrated energy that begins to rise up. So the story of these postures is first connect and come down, then go in, and then from within rise up. And then these last 2 are for when winter starts to become spring, the true flourishing of this inward energy. We'll talk about it more later. So in the chair or in your seat, now you're gonna make, your antlers are gonna look like this, and they're gonna be representing antlers on your head. You take an in-breath and you hunker down if you're standing up. And then as you exhale, let's go to your right, and you ram with your antlers. Okay, you inhale to the center, you hunker down. Over to the other side, and you ram with your antlers. Okay, when you inhale, send your mind, your awareness down to your belly and into your roots like a big tree, and then grow from underground. Inhale to the belly and to the roots, and then grow from underground. One more set. Inhale, belly and roots. Grow from underground. One more time. And grow from underground. Inhale, center. And then just float those hands down. Groovy. So the last one is an expansion of this one. And these are all supposed to be lessons that you learn through movement. My teacher's teacher, talking about Taoist martial arts, he said, the Taoist martial arts are learning the Tao through the body. So instead of listening to me quote scriptures at you, you do stuff with your body and some transmission of wisdom happens. Anyway, in this, with that whole like Kundalini idea, but also with the seasonal energy, a lesson we're supposed to learn from winter is the lesson of deep rest and rootedness, right? The energy in our world comes from the branches down to the roots. And then if we do that right, saith the Taoists, we will emerge into activity, into springtime, into post-meditation periods, able to act from underground. We won't have to leave our center to act, but we can actually act from our center. So that's what this one is for, and then I'll show you the next one, and then we'll do a version that we can do in the chair too, because the next one's kind of a martial artsy one. So this one is, they would do a step over, step out, and ram the other deer. Then they'd come to center, step over, step out, and ram the other guy. Right? So this is supposed to be kind of staying underground with kung fu strength or something like that. So in your seat, should you choose to do so, what I'd like you to experiment with is just stomp one foot, step the other, and ram in your stance. Back to center, stomp this foot, step the other, and ram in your stance. That's pretty fun. And then, better not get unrooted. If you want to do it standing, you have your option. If balance is not a challenge, you could try the cross step, or you could just try the same thing. Stomp, widen a little bit, and get your stance. Sound all right? Something for everyone? Okay, let's give it a try. So, we're going that way. We start with your lefty. So inhale, stomp the left, step the right into a stance, and ram with your horns. Inhale, stomp the right, step the left, and grow from your roots. Inhale, stomp the right, step the left, and grow. Inhale, stomp the right, step the left, for real this time, even though I said it backwards last time. Okay, one more set. If you want, you can try the crossover. Last one. Come to the center. Relax those hands down. Pulling down the heavens. Inhale. Exhale with a sigh. And then compose yourself for 1 minute mindfulness. Could be seated or remain standing, whatever you like. Just pause and notice. What do you feel? So like for myself, on those last ones, they really brought the energy up. I feel a lot of presence in my head. I could have maybe done more rooting personally, but I also feel very vigorous, vivified. What do you feel? What do you feel in your hands, your feet, your breath? What effect did those practices have on you? Then when you're ready, take a big breath in, sigh it out, and finish. I think we'll all gather back around for conclusion times. Okay, while she's miking up, how was that, okay? Dear Qigong? So we'll have it on recording. We'll do a little bit, maybe on Tuesday's classes, we'll throw in a few of those if you want. And it'd be nice. What do you say, Marianne?
Yeah, I thought what we could do to just kind of end our time together is check in and see if there's any questions or reflections that anybody here in the room wanted to share or online. And then I thought it would be really nice to save 5 minutes at the end to just sit together in silence and kind of let this settle and stir it in and be together and send some of our warmth and light out into the world. But if anybody has anything, let's see, Joanne, you're raising your hand. Go ahead and unmute.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much. Thank you so much for being with Marianne. And I had my first class last week, and I went back to Lake Titicaca. I was telling her where I traveled and had the most glorious experience. And anyway, a question I have, I understand with Qigong, if a person's not feeling real well, which now we're understanding flus and colds are mostly your detox system, but if you're having an off day, they say not to do Qigong. Why is that?
I'm gonna repeat the question just for everybody in the room. This is somebody on Zoom who asked, she has heard that if you are not feeling well, to not do Qigong for the day, and was curious about that. And I will answer shortly, but I'm curious to hear your thoughts about it. I would say that mainly if you're not feeling well, you might do a gentle practice like the healing sounds that we started with to kind of just cleanse whatever might be ailing you, and you would be better off kind of resting and nourishing your energy, that you can reestablish your health instead of expending a lot of energy. It's not real efficient. Do you have anything to add?
Just two things. From the physiological side, kind of like we were taught in massage therapy school, that you don't go and get a massage when you're coming down with something because your lymphatic system, immune system, they're already working. So we're not going to add. And also, let's do a cleanse. And then similarly, there's a debate about whether you should go to the gym when you're coming down with something. And generally, you at least don't do a hard workout that taxes the body. There's some debate on whether you should do a light workout and sort of smoke it out. So then in Chinese medical theory, they say while you're coming down with something, you don't want to drive the qi inward because you could drive the pathogen inward. That's, mystic talk, but I found it to be true in my case. I did it wrong and I believe them now. So they say this deer qigong that has all of that inward, you would not do that when you're getting a cold. But those healing sounds qigong, that's more like you could do that all day if it felt good to you. So those are kind of the brush strokes of those guidelines. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Lisa,
go ahead.
Karen.
This is just an appreciation. You taught the crane a season ago, and it got me through the season. I don't know whether I could have gotten through the season without the crane.
Yeah, they really work for those seasons of our life. Yeah.
For those on Zoom, someone was just appreciating the last seasonal Qigong movements of the crane and said how profound they were. Thank you.
That might make a good conclusion, just bringing it back to what Marianne was saying, that the practices of Qigong are meant to harmonize us with the energies at large. And sort of a very grounded explanation of that might be like in winter, it gets darker a lot more than it's light. And so if you train the system, instead of going like, oh no, what's wrong? I feel so sleepy, I don't want to do anything. If you train the system like, what if we went inward and got very quiet? You could learn that there's a way of being in that time of year that's in harmony with it, versus trying to assume some way of being that is just how you want it to be and is actually sort of at odds with what's available. So this deer qigong in particular, you could play with it, make up your own, but the idea is that it's supposed to be sort of attuning you to how things are so that you're in a good relationship with them.
Wonderful. So why don't we just end? We're almost at time, but why don't we just end with a couple minutes of silent meditation? So get yourself into a comfortable posture, and we'll just all go inward and savor the silence. And I will mind the time. And just keeping your attention inwardly focused also now just include the group energy that we've created in person and in Zoom. And just for a moment, invite you to send some of that beneficial energy outward. Could be to someone in your family, someone in your community, places in the world. And we'll end our time together as we always do, dedicating the merit of our practice. The words are, may the merit of our practice benefit all beings and bring peace. You're welcome to join me if you'd like. May the merit of this practice benefit all beings and bring peace. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
So good to be together. Yeah, you all look radiant, and we will see some of you Monday. Qigong at 3:45 continues. Bajun teaches same place here,
Same place,
4:15
on
on
Tuesdays.
Tuesdays. And then I'm also teaching a kind of wake-up stretch class Thursdays at 8:30. So
Okay, but I'm also teaching Tai Chi on Sundays at 2:15.
movement is medicine, as we say. So please come, stay healthy. We'll do another one of these. Next coming up is spring.
Yeah, March 22nd-ish.
Yeah.
Be there
So
at Bay
thank you,
Square.
everybody on Zoom. Watch your email. We'll send the link out to everybody near and far. Take care. Good to see you guys.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Hi, Anita. Good to see you. Bye, Natasha.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you both.
Thank you.